to Submission Underground. Let's go to Tiegs. Let's go to Maximov. Let's get this match started.
Aaron, you ready? Nicholas, you ready?
All right. We've got a gi match right here. Maximov, who you all are going to know. He is the one on bottom. He is the one with the lighter colored hair. Gi matches, guys, I swear to goodness, is a whole nother sport. Right here. Oh, right here. Maximov's looking for something. This looks similar to the match that we just saw. You really started to see this in grappling right now. You really started to see attacks below the waist. There was an era where that wasn't true. You guys will remember the triangle Kimura guillotine era. Okay. Tiegs does a good job of reversing this and finds himself in a full mount. When I talk about gi as a different sport, a large part that you will see in jiu-jitsu, and you'll even see this in the jiu-jitsu aspects of MMA, which is your likelihood to find a submission decreases as the match goes on. That's not because you get fatigued or your opponent gets used to. That's because there's perspiration, there's a sweat. That sweat becomes slipper. It's a very real thing. I mean, there's quite literally why they wipe you down before the match. There's why you have the Harley-Davidson check-in center. They make sure there is nothing on you. You get any kind of a sweat going, it's just not going to happen in terms of a submission. I bring that to gi because it doesn't really matter at what point you are in a gi match. You're not slipping out. Maximov, by example, right now is holding. He's holding on to the gi of Tiegs. It's forcing Tiegs into this position. Tiegs is to his feet. In a no-gi match, he would have broken away. He would have pulled away, taken a step back. There would be what's known as a disengage. Oh, Tiegs goes right back to mount. That was nice how he did that. He popped his hips and came right back to mount. Settle in. All right, Tiegs getting greedy. Tiegs thinking topside triangle. With any submission, prior to seeing the submission, you always see what's known as a risk. The guy has to take a risk. At some point, he has to trade position for submission.
Halfway.
You saw Tiegs take that risk. Maximov comes out. Hey, Maximov's in a bad spot right now. This is an opposite side triangle. Generally, the lock would be on the side that he just switched it to. Maximov sitting back. That's a good defense. One way to avoid a triangle is get your knee engaged, sit back, and just create some space. All right, now Maximov going back. Lower body, he doesn't quite have Tiegs' leg extended. There's a little bit of bend. The bodies are blocking it from you guys seeing it, but there's a little bit of bend in that knee. All right, Tiegs looking for a gi choke here. He's not just holding Maximov, guys. Notice Maximov's face. He's caught in a little bit of a choke. Maximov reverses it, comes on top. Tiegs going back to this triangle. Maximov coming out the back. Boy, there's a lot happening. There's a lot happening in 3 minutes, and Maximov's going back to the same position. He sees something about this that he likes. He's gone for that 3 times. There's something about this where he feels he's getting closer. I must tell you, as far as activity and the trading of positions and the attempts of submission goes for a gi match, I challenge you to tell me one that 4 minutes to lapse that's had this many different transitions. Maximov on bottom.
1 minute.
Aaron Batman Tiegs on top. Yeah, reverse that. Batman on bottom. Maximov back on top. Much as though Maximov has been very stubborn to look for some of those lower body attacks, you're seeing Tiegs also not giving up on the triangle attempt. There's something that he's feeling where you think, one more try, I'm almost there. Oh, Maximov, good defense, Maximov. Good defense, slip the knee, pass it by. All right, Maximov Maximov could have opportunity here. There's a real opportunity. I think that cage is in his way. If that cage was not in his way, he would be throwing the leg over and sitting back to an armbar. I gotta tell you, that was a great match. I could not believe I'm about to say this. That's been 5 minutes. That might be the fastest 5 minutes I have ever seen in grappling. Okay. All right, back in bout they go. Nicholas Maximov, to name drop for you guys, longtime student of the great Nick Diaz Academy.
Red one. Nicholas is going to take his back.
Red wins the toss, which is Maximov. Maximov's choice. Maximov has elected to take the back of Aaron Batman Tiegs.
Ready? Go!
Time matters here. Allow me to condescend to you longtime fans as a way of educating our new fans. Right now, the options are pretty straightforward. Okay, we're done. We're done. As you saw right there, Tiegs was able to escape the position. The moment he escapes the position, the referee will stop the action. Simultaneously, there is a stopwatch going. While they're trading that position back, and now it's Tiegs' turn to look to finish this match. Maximov also has a job to do, which is to escape the position and do it faster than Tiegs did it. Oh, Tiegs being smart. Look at this. He's holding on here, guys. He's holding on to the leg as a way of stabilizing Maximov. That is what we call a gi choke. When I talk about this being a different sport,
Collar choke.
understanding, utilizing, and ultimately attacking with the gi is a sport in and of itself. I must tell you, Maximov did an awesome job with defense. When you get in the overtime and you give your opponent a position, yeah, okay. Yeah, sure. He might be able to find it. Going to recap this in a minute. Before we do that, let's send it to Kevin Keeney and make this official.
Ladies and gentlemen, your winner by collar choke at 19 seconds of overtime round number 1, Aaron Tiegs.
All right. Aaron Tiegs looked good. I will tell you, that really was one of the fastest 5 minutes I have ever seen in grappling. I feel like that's a big statement by me. Am I getting ahead of myself? I'm trying to think. I'm guilty of a short-term memory. I feel like that was the fastest 5 minutes I've seen. I mean, those guys were back and forth. Those rabbits in a sock, they were trading position. Maximov looks for 3 different submissions. Teague won't quit throwing up triangle chokes. This is the regulation period right here. The fence actually played a big part in this match. A lot of the action took place. Okay, this is the end of the match. Here's your overtime. Notice how Tiegs stops Maximov from moving. He locks down on that gi while using the lapel. The lapel is being used, you guys are very familiar with rear naked chokes, right? It's the same exact concept. You block a passage over this part of the body. You would generally use your hands to do that. You would generally use your hands. Guillotine choke, you would generally use your hands. Don't have to. If you've got a lapel that you can pull across, by the way, stabilizing the guy, that would generally, MMA situation, that would be done with your lower body. You would put the hooks in, as they say. Well, that's to stop the guy from moving. The guy can throw his hips around, and it doesn't really matter how tight you've got him up here. You got to stop him from moving. Then you attack. Tiegs just reached down and held that pant leg. That's an interesting match that I would be very curious to see a rematch of without a gi. I think you would have a different match. I'm not saying you'd have a different outcome. That's between those two. But to illustrate the point of how much the sport changed, it's a different sport. It's a totally different sport when you put that on